Hi everybody, it's Liz Fanlo going live with Wisdom for Women. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Super excited to have you here. In fact, if this is your first time watching, go ahead and put a number 1 down in the comments below. Tell me where you're from and we can get acquainted. And while you're doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. Again, I'm Liz Fanlo, and I own a global makeup, hair, and skincare business. I'm also a former financial and technology executive. After a 16-year career in that arena, I think I can say that. And let's see, the last 8 of which were here in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I was Vice President of Product Development and Product Marketing at Charles Schwab & Co. I am now turned small business entrepreneur, and I really wake up every day from a business perspective, and I think about how can I help my clients look and feel their absolute very best, because I truly believe that if you like what you're seeing out here, it dramatically improves how you're feeling about what's in here. Inner beauty and outer beauty are forever entwined. And that's one of the reasons why I created this series, Wisdom for Women, so that we could hear from other women in business and get a little bit, just a smidgen of their wisdom from their vast careers and knowledge of their lives and how it all works. So tonight, I'm excited to interview my good friend and business partner, Ann Dale. Ann and I met about 16 years ago when, let's see, her oldest and my youngest were starting kindergarten together. And we had what we sort of call a professional crush on one another. We were both still in corporate America and watching each other and of course coaching and helping each other on, rooting for each other and having each other's backs. And we each got bitten later on by the entrepreneurial bug. We've each started several businesses and in about a year and a half ago, decided to go into business together even. So tonight, we're gonna talk to Ann. We're gonna find out about her career and what it's all meant to her, and then get a little bit of her wisdom. So let me go ahead and bring Ann in. Okay, hold on here. So we're adding Ann to our event here. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Liz.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks for asking me.
We'll love to always have one of my business partners on. So, Ann, we're going to keep this tight like we talked about. And I think really the first thing that would be great is maybe if you gave us a little bit of your background and introduced yourself.
Great. Yes. So my background is I have spent most of my career in fashion in the executive levels as a merchant, meaning balancing the creative and the business side of the business. I spent many years at the Gap when the Gap was growing very robustly. And my last role in corporate America was working with Disney, and I was the VP of merchandise for Disneyland and worked with all of the other Disney entities around the world to bring the best experience and the branded experience to all of our guests, which was an amazing experience. I had my 2 children, the eldest of whom connected me with Liz, so I have him to thank for that. And then I wanted to spend more time with my children and realized that I really couldn't do that in a corporate setting, and decided to shift gears and take another path. And that's when I started my entrepreneurial journey, and did a lot of consulting, owned a hand embroidered linen business for many years. And
I still
now
have many little cocktail napkins from that business.
Nice. Yes. I know all of us, we all have a nice stash of beautiful things from that. So that's a good thing.
So tell us, Ann, what made you pick sort of skincare as your most recent business endeavor?
Yeah, so like Liz, I have a lot of passion and energy around helping other women. Um, I've had skin issues my whole, well, not my whole life. I actually had great skin when I was really young. And having grown up in Los Angeles, fried it to death and am paying the price now. I, like many women, had a graveyard of products that never really worked. I never really believed the story that was being told. And then I found skincare that actually really worked for me and was really effective and made a big difference. The other thing, too, is being an executive in the fashion space, I was really trying to think about how I could give back. I was very lucky in my career to have been able to work with so many great brands and build so many great businesses and actually create so many jobs for people and jobs for women in the corporate setting. And I thought, how can I do that now? Um, so I really wanted to come up with a way that I could do that. And all of my endeavors today, and I have a portfolio of endeavors, the skincare business, fashion business, and I also teach at the Academy of Art University. Those are all ways for me to be able to give back and to help people find things in themselves that they didn't know that they had, but be able to support that with the confidence that comes with beautiful skin or having the right style, expressing their style.
Absolutely. So I love that you have this portfolio of efforts that really fall under this larger umbrella of your theme. So tell us, is there anything that in particular that the business has done for you, this particular part of the business has done for you so far, or that you hope it will do for you in the near future?
Yeah, so what it has done for me is actually has given me the opportunity to put a portfolio of things together. Um, uh, there are, I think, like many women, we're very multifaceted, every one of us, and have a lot of different interests and different ways that we want to spend our lives. I really took the time to think about how did I want to design my life for the next 10 years, and what does that look like? And this business really gives me the ability to have that flexibility, the ability to make a good income, be able to control and drive the business to as big as I want it to be,
Yeah.
or to be able to, at times when I'm focused on other priorities, to be able to, um, slow things down a little bit. So I love working for myself, but I feel so supported in the way that I don't feel like I'm by myself because I get support from Liz and so many other people.
Yeah. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. What about then, let's transition here. Your nugget. What bit of nugget or portion of all of your vast wisdom can you share with us tonight, Anne?
Yeah, so that's such a great question. And, I did think a lot about it, but I didn't actually have to think that long and hard because the one thing that I've learned that I'd love to pass on to others, and I kind of learned it the hard way because I felt like I was sort of walking down this path that was very foggy and was trying to always get the fog to clear. Looking back on that, I think that if I had felt like I could be more open-minded, be flexible, and really listen to the life that I wanted to build in a big, broad way, I probably would have mapped out a better plan for myself. It all happened beautifully, and it happened exactly the way that looking back, that I would have wanted it to happen. But I would say be open-minded, stay flexible, and don't be afraid to step into opportunities that might feel sometimes outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of that where you wished you'd been a little bit more open-minded?
Yeah, so coming from the corporate world, I think, Liz alluded to the fact that she and I had a little bit of a promance when we first met. There's a lot that comes with that when you've accomplished a lot that has to do with position and stature, and there's a certain exclusivity around that. And it took me a while to shed that, kind of a little bit of a hang up around that.
Yeah.
So I wish that I had been able to do that quicker, because once I was able to do that, so many other possibilities opened up for me. And those are the things that I'm doing now, and the things that actually are giving me so much joy. I love the balance in my life right now. And I don't think I ever really had that balance, for sure, when I was living in the corporate world, and, not always when I was raising my kids.
Yeah, and I almost feel like sometimes success in the corporate world is a golden handcuff,
Right.
And not having anything to do with money. It has
Right.
to do with this feeling of like, well, I couldn't do that. I mean, I'm a VP of X, I couldn't.
Right.
Because you start to feel like maybe I shouldn't take a chance. What will people think
Right.
of me? Yeah.
Right, exactly. And right, I've always been on the executive team and on the leadership team, and had a V or an S or a C in front of my name or something. And it's just, honestly, we just have to kind of get over ourselves from that perspective and think about, what is it that really gives us joy, and what do we really want to do? And for me, I had been consulting for about the past 10 years. And which worked great when, gave me a lot of flexibility when my kids were still in school at home. But I realized that I so missed the ability to build a business and to be able to lead a team.
Yeah.
And I was really looking at, how can I do that in a way that is, not part of the corporate structure. And I work for a corporation, but I'm just not part of the corporate structure in the same way. And I love the fact that I have the ability to do that, and it really feeds my soul.
Oh, Anne, thank you so much. I really appreciate that wisdom. I can relate to it. And you
We're kind of cut from the same cloth, Liz.
yes, and you put it into words that I could not have. So thank you. That was fabulous. And I just want to say to everybody before we close, everybody who's watching, that Anne and I are so open and welcoming to anyone that wants to be friends with us. So if any of this resonated with you as well, please, messenger Anne or myself, and let's get to know you better. Otherwise, that's Ann Dale and myself, Liz Babb-Fanlow, signing off from Wisdom for Women, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks, Ann.
Okay. Thanks again, Liz, for the opportunity.
Okay, cheers.